Welcome back to the What Are Sports podcast.
My name is Julian. This is,
I'm Dawson,
and we're going to be talking about strictly the NBA today.
strictly ball.
All right. So for the first thing we're going to do, we're going to have a little bit of East Coast, West Coast narratives. Dawson's going to talk about the Hawks. I'm going to talk about the Lakers.
Same
Want to go
premise,
first?
both of the option or both sides. Yeah, I can go first. We're both talking about is do these two teams need their star players? So for me, I'm talking about there's no number on this. This is Trae Young. He's been out the last few weeks, and it's getting to the point where the Hawks were gonna have some uncomfortable conversations because they weren't winning games, and he got out from being hurt, and they started winning. They went, I think, 8-2 in their like first 10 games without him, something like that. They were on a roll. Jalen Johnson's looking amazing, stepping up, being a leader, and the rest of the Hawks role players are finally getting into motion. And so that was the topic was if the Hawks actually need Trae Young or if it'd be a better idea to try to trade him. And now last two games, two or three, they've lost straight, and I think we're finally seeing the lack of a true point guard being on the team and his impact finally not being there, being shown. And so just forgot what I was going to say about it. Do you think the Hawks are better without Trae Young?
I don't think they're better without Trae Young. I think it's like what Steve Kerr said about like playing. He was playing the Heat. It's like those games are actually the hardest when they don't have their star players because like you don't know what type of how they're going to play and stuff, their game plan, and like I think it's just like the law of averages sometimes. Like the Hawks had, I think they're like a 5 game win streak, but then they lost the last 2 games. So I think they're still probably an average team. I think they're a little bit better with Trae Young. Not as bad as we thought, but yeah, I think they definitely need a point guard. I think
Mhm.
he's not the biggest issue of that team.
Mm-mm. Great input. I really hope because beginning of the season, Trae was still playing pretty good, but it was the rest of the team that was really needing to pick up slack. And now we're seeing guys like Nikhil Alexander-Walker really stepping up, Jalen Johnson filling out his role more. Um, Jalen Johnson looking like the number one option on the team. And I really do think when Trae comes back, it does need to be a conversation in the team if he should take a little bit less of a role and let Jalen step up. Doesn't really seem like in his character something he would do, but I think for the team's success, that might be good. But definitely, I think what happened is the role players needed time to get established, get back in their groove. Early in the season, they just weren't playing as good, and um, I think it's just unfortunate timing of when he got hurt versus when they started to play better. So I'm hoping when he comes back, he just complements the rest of their games, and they complement him. And it was more of just awkward timing versus being straight correlation of him being out and the Hawks being better.
Yeah, no, you made a good point of like the role players feeling comfortable without Trae Young. Like that was Nikhil Alexander Walker's best game so far, right? Like
And they
I think that
lost.
yeah, they did. They lost to the but I think that is so important for like players to develop and stuff on their new team. So this is kind of a thought that popped in my head, but is the problem with Trae Young and the Hawks is that he doesn't have the gravity that a lot of people expected him to have on the court.
I think he does
And
have the
what
gravity. Oh, what's up?
and what does gravity mean too? Like
Gravity's definitely like you're attracting people to like be out of their zones in a way. Where like if you're a shooting threat, like and it's known people are gonna be pressing up and they're gonna be playing the shot. Like you might have a help defender playing up more, letting like someone else be open. And I think with Trae Young he does, but I don't think he uses it right. I think he forces up a lot of shots, and that's what people's complaint about him is. He uses it great and when he's driving, like the lob threat, and he might be the best passer in the league right now, but I think that's the problem is he does have the gravity and chooses to take sometimes difficult shots rather than I mean he is a true facilitator, but like it's hard to explain. But I do think he has the gravity, he just doesn't use it right.
yeah, do you think his floaters that he takes are some of those shots, or is that something he's like perfected?
No, the floater is perfected. I'm thinking more deep. I mean, he takes a lot of deep threes.
Too
And
many
like
threes.
I love it. I love to watch them when they go in, but last 2, 3 years, including this one, they have percentages have gone down.
Yeah.
Um, just watching him, he's low key a shot chucker. But I mean, when they go in, I love it. It's just, the IQ is there because he can make those shots, but it's also like, when should we take those shots?
Yeah. Yeah. That was a great point.
Mhm.
Okay. So I think a lot of Lakers fans and the rest of the league has been talking about is do Lakers need LeBron to win? I think the Lakers, they played 1 game with LeBron, but they're third or fourth seed right now in a very strong Western Conference. Luka has been balling out. Austin Reeves is taking a step this year. This is one of the best Lakers teams that we've seen, and LeBron hasn't played a single minute until 2 nights ago. Um, so yeah, do they need LeBron to win? I think they do. But I think that's an easy answer, right? Like that he's so good still passing the ball, even if he's not facilitating anymore. But I think LeBron playing 35, 40 minutes a game, that won't win them games. I think that's kind of a hard decision for them to make because LeBron's not going to want to go out there for 20 minutes. but I think that's the player that he needs to be now, and they don't actually need him for that anymore. So I'd say the Lakers do need LeBron James, but he isn't the player that he was before. We saw that last year. Like when he tries to take on too much of a load, he becomes a liability. So I don't think LeBron's going to want to lessen his load, but I don't think the Lakers can be the best team in the West or the second best team in the West if LeBron doesn't change the way he's been playing the last couple seasons.
I agree. I really like that because I think without LeBron, the Lakers are still a top 3, 4 team in the West, but having him there just, completely amplifies it. Like you said, Austin Reeves breakout year. Luka's played really good, and we've talked about in the past that role players are finally stepping up. And the addition of DeAndre Ayton, which at first I did not think was going to be very good, is turning out to be a great investment. Um, and so, and that one game he played too, it seemed like his role has been. I mean, it's hard to tell because it's the first game back from injury, but it seems like his role has changed a little bit, like less shooting, more facilitating. I mean, I think he had 11 assists, something like that, on not that many shot attempts, and
11 points.
that's what I thought. I thought it was 11 and 11. I just
Yeah.
wasn't sure. Um, and I mean, at this stage in his career, he already like in off-season interviews, he just seems like someone that's gonna retire soon. And so I'm wondering if he's okay with taking this less load. It's almost like ideal for him because he is almost ready to be done. So like knowing he has other people that can take care of the team while he just does what all the extra stuff that's needed. Um, yeah, I do think they still need him to win in the long run. Like they're definitely gonna win games without him. I think they could definitely get into the second round, if not the conference finals without him. But if they want to push it, like he is gonna be the piece that like will carry them. And this Lakers team is already scary, so just making sure or having him back is gonna push them to where they could be a top 1, 2 team in the West.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I do think it is stupid to say that LeBron doesn't provide upside for the Lakers. Like he definitely does. So
Hmm.
it's cool to see like him get 11, 12 assists last night. Like he was a total game changer.
Hmm. Yeah, really cool to see. I don't know if you can hear my dog,
No,
but
that's fine.
yeah, no, really cool to see. Sorry. I'm excited to see how his role progresses or changes throughout the season. And I am interested to see like if he does start taking on a different role, like letting Luca and Austin Reeves take the reins and he
Yeah.
becomes a third option, but like a dominant third option.
And he still takes so much gravity, like gravity on the floor, you know?
Hmm. Yeah,
So
that was the other thing I wanted to say about that is I mean we talked a little bit about it, kind of how with the Warriors if Steph Curry's not playing, we talked about we don't want to watch, but like part of the way Steph is so good is not necessarily him like shooting the ball or having the ball in his hand, but like we said, the gravity. And I think LeBron has always kind of had that too. We're like, okay, we still gotta watch out for this guy. He's a threat. So that's 100% true. I forgot about that. Like him just being there like makes defenses collapse.
no, 100%. All right, guys, we got to talk about something very important. Nearly half of the league's All-Stars have been injured a month into the 2025-2026 season. This is a significant increase from the previous years, a significant increase from the last 10 years, and it's something that we need to talk about.
I see a lot of people talk about this and they mention needing a shortened season. And this is a narrative I've never fully understood. I mean, obviously it makes sense because there's going to be less wear and tear on the joints, makes it better for teams or players to rest, would eliminate back-to-backs, and in theory would help with rest recovery, making sure injuries aren't as prevalent. But the one thing with that is the NBA has had the 82 game season for however long, and injuries have just more become a just a common theme. And part of it is people say that these players are just more athletic and make more athletic movements. But I think I talked to you about this before once, Julian, how like in the 90s and stuff, whenever you see like clips from the Jordan era, everyone seems like uber athletic, like everyone's dunking everything. Um, and so there definitely are more cuts the way like offense is allowed to dribble, like the rules that favor the offense. Um, Definitely more like stress on the joints in some areas. But what do you think is actually causing these injuries?
Yeah, like I could see those points, but I think the main cause has to be specializing in basketball when you're 6 or 7 years old.
People have been saying that though is people or these players have been playing longer than anyone has because especially the AAU circuits, the way they are now, weren't like that when it was like 20 years ago or so.
No, no,
So,
not
like
at
you
all.
said, the 10 years ago, like how it's been significant since then, those players 10 years ago that were playing, yeah, weren't in those crazy circuits. I mean, they had the
Because
camps still, but I think that was the biggest thing is just how much they're playing.
all these guys, like this new generation, they're all AAU. Like they grew
Hmm.
up with AAU ball.
Hmm.
And I've never played it, but I've heard about how you play like 6 games in a weekend or something like that. And then some players are on multiple teams.
Hmm.
And like
Yeah, I'd play
really
like
to
3 games a day when I played.
yeah, yeah. And like and this isn't just like an NBA problem with people getting injured. Like this is a problem in baseball.
Mhm.
It's a problem in soccer. football players are always getting injured. I don't know if there's a correlation there, but like
That one, that was its own thing.
yeah, and that's its own problem. But like I do think like specializing in a sport like so young and then like playing it more than like maybe your body can handle, like that wear and tear adds up and it's showing like an increase in injuries across all of these sports. I think that's my reason for that. I don't know how they would stop it, but I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm curious for this, your opinion on this. The reason it is so shocking, I think, that all these injuries are happening is we are in the golden age of medicine, and these teams have the best doctors, surgeons, everyone on the team to help with them. And I saw a TikTok about this recently. It wasn't even talking about specifically basketball, specifically sports, but they were talking about how like at some point, like shoes, they have like padding and stuff, makes your like heel elevator or whatever.
Mm,
Um, it was just talking about when did people decide that like the way your foot is naturally like flat, like when did people decide that was a problem? And I saw it was just diving into how like it was a problem created, like it didn't exist. Like they created the problem saying, oh, you perform better or you feel better if you like walked a certain way. And excuse me, like that in turn created more problems for people to solve with like different insoles or different shoe shapes. Like I said, it was just talking about just in general, nothing like necessarily sports related. But I'm curious because we've been advancing so much, and like I said, like it seems in the 80s, 90s when these players were more athletic, they had worse techno. I mean, Jordan was playing in Jordans. Like, have you ever worn Air Jordan like ones? You wore Jordan ones? Those things
I've heard it's a bad shoe.
I can't imagine playing in those. Like I wear them. I can't imagine playing in them. Like it's crazy to me. And we have all these insoles and special shoes that are supposed to help. And I'm really wondering if it's these issues that were like created that weren't actually issues that are in turn creating like more injuries and stuff. Like I said, this is something I just thought of yesterday because I saw a TikTok about it. I've never thought about it. And I don't know if you thought maybe that could be something, but just the way medicine's advancing. Like yes, health is being like improved and like I mean, sorry, I'm yapping right now, but like an example is three Achilles tears, Dame, Tyrese, and Jason Tatum. Like I don't know if you've seen the videos, they're all back dunking, they're all like on the court, like not like crazy, like they're shooting threes and like they're not in full practice or anything, but the recovery time is still super fast. Another example would be like Aaron Rodgers when he tore his Achilles. So we're seeing like increased medicine capabilities like with that, but then like other injuries are occurring like this. So I didn't know.
Mm,
Like I said, I just went on a whole ramble, but I don't know what you thought about like perhaps that could be an issue is like trying to fix issues that are being created, which in turn create more issues.
yeah. No, I do agree with that point. And like I guess I'm like trying to rephrase it because I don't know if I fully understood it, but like
Mhm.
something the way that they made the shoe is like unnatural. Maybe that's causing injuries.
Mhm.
Um, was that what you're trying to say?
Like yeah, the grand scheme of like what started it. It doesn't have to be the shoe specifically, but like things that are, like you said, unnatural. Uh, and like the body's not supposed to move like that. Like if I was doing sharp cuts in a flat shoe versus one with like a insole that's like elevated or like just yeah, not flat, could be like causing more wear and tear.
Yeah, yeah, and that's interesting. Like that could be it might not just be about shoes. Like this could be showing up in other parts of basketball. But
Hmm.
one piece of thing that's kind of that's proven about like shoes is like a lot of shoes are actually bad for your feet,
Hmm.
and that's why a lot of people have foot problems. Like for running, the best way to run is actually barefoot,
Hmm.
surprisingly. And like the Nike shoes or like the Hokas with like the big things of like cushion and stuff, like
Yeah,
yes, that might like relieve like stress like immediately, but like after the fact it's actually worse for your foot and your body, which is really interesting. And like I think you could definitely apply that to basketball, like with all these like new high tech sneakers or like maybe even like the way that we're like training and stuff. Like
hmm,
all of these new ways like that are kind of like cheat codes are actually more natural and like putting more stress on the body that we did not know.
exactly. So yeah, you know, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just it took a while to come out.
no, but yeah, you get exactly what I'm saying. So the main fix I see online, people saying is shorten the season. And like I said, the season's been this long forever, and the injuries are just now coming. So I do think shorten the season would benefit health of players, and it might honestly benefit viewership because we talked about some people just think the season's too short. But do you think that's really a solution? And if not, what do you think one could be? Because I don't think that's the solution, but I'm sure you're the same way. I don't really know what else would be the solution.
Yeah, I don't know what the solution could be.
Mhm. I
Like
did like
honestly,
it because I've always been against shortening the season, but then someone gave like the exact number and it was honestly lower than I thought. I think they said like 58 games or something like that. But what they were saying is because I know do you know how the NBA games work? How many they play and how that works?
uh,
I know you know they play 82, but do you know like why it's that number?
mm-mm,
They play if you're in the East, you play every Eastern team four times, twice at home, twice away, and then you play every Western team once at home, once away. And I think they actually cut out like four of those games technically, but I don't know why.
mm.
But so someone was saying like cut out the conference game. So like every you play every team twice, once at home, once away, instead of like the doubling up of your same conference. So like I did like
Mm.
that explanation. So if they were to shorten the season, they could do that. But I really don't think they should do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the two reasons why it won't work is because I think the records and like the accolades and
That's what I
like
was thinking.
stats are so important. And like, when's the last time that we've seen a sports league reduce the number of games? Like,
I
it's only been increasing.
I do know there was a few NBA lockout seasons. I don't know how that works. I just know they played a lot less games. But yeah, that's I feel like that's not the way to go.
Yeah. And like, you're gonna lose money too.
Exactly. The league definitely is prioritizing that.
So that's not gonna happen. I do see the point of it. Like, the regular season does seem long, but I honestly don't know what a solution could be.
I saw one more solution, someone said,
Yeah.
and it was going along with instead of shortening the season, you lengthen it, but not in games, just in like actual length to like make sure you eliminate all back-to-backs. And I don't think that's a horrible idea either, but I mean the way they've had it set like this for so long, and I think it's a pretty good method. I think they definitely could work on back-to-backs, like just making the schedule a little more in depth, and maybe they do lengthen it a little bit, like time-wise. But I mean, I don't. If that's all they need is rest, that's what they should do. But I don't know if that's necessarily the issue.
Counterpoint.
Mhm.
I know that during the NBA season, teams don't practice that much because they're playing so much games, but maybe
Right.
that could be causing injuries because it's like high stress, high stress, high stress, and like maybe you need practices.
Mm-hmm.
Because they practiced a lot in the past. I think it was recently when they've been starting limiting the number of practices. So maybe
I
that
think
could be a reason.
that could be it. Your body like not shuts down, but like if you've played sports, like if you sit for too long, then like you try to get back up, you got to get warm. So yeah, that might be the similar issue.
Yeah.